Hello, PDHP parents and community. It's Carrie Ann Fitzgerald from the Program for the Development of Human Potential. I'm the Parent Community Outreach Coordinator, and we have been talking about our substance misuse piece called Preventive Parents. We also spin it out for our faculties and we call it Partners in Prevention. Um, we've been talking about gateway drugs, we've been talking about ease, the feeling of social acceptance, and curiosity. So, the last time we were discussing, we talked about where we keep our medicine. Okay. Um, so, some thought provoking questions there. Um, Now we're talking about a gateway drug that's been around for a while, alcohol, of course. And when we talk about alcohol, we talk about beer, we talk about wine, we talk about liquors. We know that there is a lot of cultural and social practice that comes along with alcohol use. Perhaps the kids are viewing parental practices. And this is some of the reason it becomes a gateway because it feels a little more familiar. So, where are kids drinking? Mostly they're drinking at home and sometimes with parental permission or maybe in the home of friends. We know that during the pandemic, we've seen an uptick in a lot of home deliveries of alcoholic products, maybe some mixed drinks from a local restaurant or a wine shop. Um, and that's one thing, but there is always that concern that are people checking to whom they're actually delivering to. And we know that some kids have been able to have a little more ease in procuring alcohol during this time through those services. We know that binge drinking is down, but we have a couple of statistics that are concerning. One out of every three New York State 13-year-olds have tried alcohol. 49% of high school seniors in New York State have consumed alcohol within the past month. That's more than 100,000 children. 52% of our 7th through 12th graders report that their parents have never talked to them about the dangers of underage drinking. We've got to start talking, parents. Research suggests that those kids who are talking to them about underage drinking are up to 50% less likely to use. That's big. That's really big. And of course, we're looking at brain research. Last night I did a workshop piece and we talked about how in the past few years we've been noticing research is indicating that the brain is fully developed around the age of 25, and now we're looking more at that being closer to 30. So, alcohol has a detrimental effect on a developing brain. If drinking begins prior to 15, that's early initiation. That child is 70 times more likely to have an alcohol abuse or dependence issue later on in teen life than someone who waits until they're 21. And I really should have said misuse. I apologize. Um, Alcohol affects the mind and the body in unpredictable ways. Teens tend to lack in their personal development, their social emotional development. They tend to lack the judgment and the coping skills that are necessary to handle alcohol wisely. So this can lead to a whole slew of social problems. Problems at school, more likely to be involved in violent crimes, sexual assaults, traffic-related crashes, and robberies. Often our kids are seeing celebrities as spokespeople for these different alcohol products, different brands. But for us as parents, we can always remind the kids that these are people who are being paid to put their name with a product. And even questioning, if you look at pictures of that celebrity, are you seeing them particularly in their own life drinking that brand? We hear of musicians who glamorize intoxicants in lyrics. And we are also seeing alcohol offered in candy type flavorings. So, again, who is this appealing to? Also, kids, we talked about that ease of procurement. They are looking at unlikely sources to get free alcohol. Now, I often have to say I have not heard about this in our particular schools. A lot of times our guidance counselors give me a lot of information, but this is something that's out there, and if one kid knows, many of them know. There's a lot of information on social media, a lot of information on YouTube that they can get these ideas. So unlikely sources where you can get free alcohol comes in that idea of those over-the-counter medications, cough medications, mouthwash, hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer has about 60 to 65% of ethanol, usually. Drink challenges and advisements on how to siphon alcohol from these products with salt and with straws are all over YouTube. If you take a look, if you know how to Google it, it's there. 1 teaspoon is 90% alcohol when you do this. So there's a case of kids who are naive users and not understanding the effects and the amount that they're imbibing. We also see that there are non-alcoholic versions of some of these products, but however, they do contain some alcohol, fragrance versions even. We notice sometimes that when people are using these products, you'll see them maybe really rubbing it into their skin and on their clothing and sniffing it. Cough medications are used to make lean or purple drink, which are popularized by different rappers or water and other celebrities that popularize this. Depending on how you mix this product, it's usually like a full bottle of cough meds, which is potentially lethal as it is. It can be consumed within 2 drinks. And of course, mixing it with a whole bunch of different things that we're not certain of. Palcohol or powdered alcohol is out there. A lot of people don't know about that. It was intended maybe in a more adult manner when it was created. They're like these little pouches, almost like your Capri Sun pouches with powdered alcohol, and then you would stir whatever it is that you want into it, and then you'd have a drink. A hiker, I believe, had created this as a way to celebrate at the end of his hike and have something that was easy to tote along and have a drink at the end to celebrate. Of course, that moderation there. But this is recently a purchase that has had to become regulated online stores. And if not known to adults, I say this because it would be very familiar for us to see a child with a drink pouch. But what is that drink pouch truly? They can appear to be powdered candy. They can appear to look like a Capri Sun pouch. And 1 pack is meant for adults to sip on. Of course, with a younger generation, moderation is not there. They likely would chug such an item. So it becomes like a shot for underage drinkers. So again, that idea of naive user, of looking at what is socially available, socially acceptable, and running with that curiosity and that ease of procurement. So again, parents, I encourage you to always talk to your kids. I encourage you to always come back and check for information, because there's a lot out there that we have to kind of ground down on, and it's hard to keep a sense of everything that's going on. So always come back and check in. These videos are up for you. You can always message me if you need something, and just continue that conversation with your kids. Even just that simple, hey, you know what? There are rules around drinking for a reason. Brain development, early initiation, there's science there. You can talk to them about that. Okay. Well, I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you a little bit more tomorrow. We'll continue to explore some of these gateway drugs. Okay. Take care.